the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit. With its pungent taste and fiery effect, mustard is extremely beneficial for the health. It grows entirely wild, though it is improved by being transplanted. But on the other hand, once it has been sown, it is scarcely possible to get the place free of it, as the seed, when it falls, germinates at once. So says Pliny the Elder in his Natural History, which he wrote and published at the same time that the Gospel of Matthew was published. This is the predominant and prevailing understanding of what a mustard seed is and what it's like at the time when Christ told his disciples, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you'll be able to move mountains. It's interesting that at this point he doesn't explain to them what that means. He simply tells them, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, and expects them to know what he means by that. Probably because just 3 chapters earlier, he told them exactly what he meant by that. And like any parent, he's a little bit tired of reminding them. So 3 chapters earlier, he says to them, the kingdom of heaven is like a grain of mustard seed, which man took and sowed in his field. It is the smallest of all seeds, but when it has grown, it is the greatest of herbs and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and make their nest in its branches. So, as they fail to heal the paralytic today, Christ chastises them, and sometimes it's translated, tells them that they have a little faith. But this is wrong. He actually tells them that they have no faith. He says they're apostate. And he says, you who have no faith, if you have faith just like a mustard seed, you'd be able to move mountains. You'd be able to heal this boy. You'd be able to raise the dead. Nothing would be impossible to you. Yet they lack faith. They fail not because their faith is too small, but because they don't have any belief at all. Which is astounding considering that these are the disciples who have walked with Christ, who have been there when he's performed miracles before, who have been sent out by him earlier to preach the word and to heal the sick, and yet they have no faith. For if they had even the smallest amount of faith, they would be able to do these great things. Now, it's important again to notice what Christ and Pliny say about this grain of mustard. Because it's not just the size. It's not just if you have a shred of faith, you'll be able to do these things. So much more. He doesn't say if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, meaning if you have faith that's just very small. He says if you have faith like a mustard seed. Because what happens to a mustard seed? Once it falls to the ground, as Pliny tells us, it germinates immediately. And when it starts to grow, it is scarcely possible to take it out of the place. Faith, like a mustard seed, is invasive. It permeates and it takes over. When Christ tells the parable of the kingdom being like a mustard seed and gives a fuller explanation, he said a man goes out into the field because if mustard was sown in a garden, it would choke out everything else. Imagine that. A faith so strong that anything else that gets in its way gets choked out. Typically, we think about seeds in this image in the parable of the sower, where the seeds themselves were choked out by thorns. But Christ is telling us our faith, like a mustard seed, would choke out even the thorns. They would overtake and fill, and there would be nothing left. That is what faith like a mustard seed is like. It might start off small, which means that no matter what level of faith you have right now, If you have any, let it be like a mustard seed and let it grow. Let it permeate your life and drive those things that are detrimental to it out. And in addition to this, Christ tells us that once the tree grows, it becomes so large that birds of the air can nest in it. And so faith, like a mustard seed, becomes a place of shelter, of safety, of peace for others. That is why he uses this image today when he talks about the disciples and their lack of faith. Because if they had faith that permeated their lives, that grew up and was strong, they would be able to take this poor boy and provide him rest and healing. But alas, their faith was not like the mustard seed, at least not yet. We shouldn't be too hard on them. We know that in the future they will do greater things than just healing. They will raise from the dead. But at this point, they had no faith. No matter where we are in our life, the path to God is not closed. No matter what level of doubt we have, we're always able to grow. And so as we hear today in this parable, in this failing of the disciples, I don't want you to focus so much on their failing, but think about their growth. Think about how at this point they couldn't drive out a demon. And after Christ's resurrection, Peter simply walks and his shadow heals. He raises from the dead. That is the faith of a mustard seed. He had nothing in the beginning. And then something small. And eventually he was able to do greater than this. Understand that where you are is okay. But to stay where you are is not. We have a Lord who calls us to grow, to flourish, to develop a faith and a strength that can't be driven out by anything else. That faith starts small. Start wherever you are, but increase. Your prayer life, whatever you do at this point, know that it is good. But know that in the future, it should be better. Your level of forgiveness and the openness of your heart, know that where you stand right now might be in the same place as the apostles. But over time, they grew and changed. Find greater love, greater forgiveness, and greater mercy. This, with faith of a mustard seed, is like. To grow constantly, to be, dare I say, invasive with Christ's love, and to drive out all the things that work against it, so that there is nothing but Christ's love, and therefore to be a place of shelter and comfort for those in need.